Welcome back to HL Global's Montreal Soirée. And today I have the privilege, the pleasure of hosting Owen. How are you doing, Owen?
I'm doing good.
Awesome, lovely to hear. And I'm very excited about this because I'm so curious about your work. And your work is being an independent market maker on Hyperliquid. So what does your day-to-day look like?
Yeah. So, a lot of my day consists of kind of analyzing markets, trades that we've made, and really just looking at all the data that Hyperliquid provides. So we've have like a lot of internal tooling as well that we work on and develop so that we can do a proper analysis on what's going on and how we can adjust our strategies. Um, and then a lot of just setting up our strategies to run and trade 24/7 on these markets.
Very cool. Yeah. And I guess in a sense, this was enabled by the Hyperliquid ecosystem or blockchain for you to become an independent market maker. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's been a lot more, I would say, fair than other venues. One of the biggest things is that they don't provide direct lines to anybody. So anybody can essentially come in and have the same execution as anyone else without any privileges given to specific people or other groups.
Yeah, very nice. I think the transparency here is key for Hyperliquid. On that note, there's been some recent upgrades to the blockchain, and one of them is priority fees, which I feel generates a lot of talk. And you, as a market maker, are probably sensitive to this. So, what can you tell us about priority fees? How did this affect your business on a day-to-day?
Yeah, it's been pretty interesting. So, in a nutshell, priority fees allow you to bid to get higher queue priority. So your order could get filled before somebody else that placed their order before you. So you can place a higher bid, and it was really interesting at first. It was pretty new, and not a lot of people had developed strategies. So it's a lot of seeing what other people are doing, trying to outbid them. And now it's become a lot more bidding on a higher EV. You would bid a bit higher on priority bids. And yeah, it's just an interesting way to kind of take the load off of figuring out how you can be lowest latency and kind of think more about your strategy and gaining that edge through your strategy rather than your execution.
So, would you say it's a positive change as a whole?
Yeah, I think so. We'll see how it plays out because, as I said, it is still quite new, and a lot of people are kind of developing how they're going to be using it. But yeah, it's quite interesting.
Exciting times ahead. So, on that note, you mentioned quite new. I'm wondering if somebody new can come in and become an independent market maker, such as yourself, or would you say the blockchain is saturated? It's too competitive at this point.
I would say that it is quite competitive, especially in the last year or so. It's gotten a lot more competitive. But there are maybe parts of Hyperliquid, like HIP4, that are maybe more accessible to newer folks. So I think there are kind of those edge parts of Hyperliquid that are still being kind of becoming bigger that people could get into a lot easier.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. Do you bid only on the core perps or the HIP-free markets or even HIP4? All of the above?
Yeah, we haven't dived into HIP4 yet, but we do core and some HIP3 markets as well.
Very cool. So there is some growth for HIP4, which is coming up quite soon, I think. So that's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the time, Owen. Appreciate you here in Montreal. And we're going to end this on the famous word, Hyperliquid.
Hyperliquid.